Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel. Thanks for logging on. If you love these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and purchase it on thewatchbox.com. Today we discuss probably the best late 2015 watch released by any brand. It's the Vacheron Constantin Historiques Comte de Vache 1955 Platinum 950. This is a special reference 5000 that evokes the original 1955 reference 6087. Now, there were only 36 of those made in a combination of platinum rose gold and yellow gold, so they're few and far between, and at 35 millimeters, they're also rather spare in terms of proportions. This watch, a modern 38.5 millimeters in diameter and 47.6 across the wrist, has a contemporary stance without going oversized, updating the original with a watch that has its own identity rooted in the present, but a timeless quality rooted in the original. It's the best of both worlds. Now, the timepiece is reasonably slim on the wrist, 38.5 millimeters in diameter, 11 millimeters thick, 47.6 across the wrist, and it has a modern lug spacing of 20 millimeters. In platinum, it's a hefty piece, not big, but it has that satisfying mass and class that comes with the heaviest of precious metals. On the wrist, you know exactly what it is. There is no doubt. The strap is a nice piece. First of all, it's drilled very close to the case, so the watch is only 47.6 across the wrist. It actually wears a little more compact because of how closely the lugs are drilled to the case band. Semi-curved spring bars used to permit full range of motion on both sides of the strap, and the strap is a semi-gloss, large rectangular scale alligator leather in navy blue. It is folded edge monotone stitch, and there is double gaiter, so you have small scale on the bottom, large scale on the top. This is the kind of strap that can last half a decade. Gaiter being more expensive to make, yes, but also more durable than the calfskin often used on the underside of straps. PT950 clasp, or I should say pin buckle, to match a PT950 case, and the case is really what this watch is all about. Corne de vache, grab the bull by the horns, or at least the cow. That's the imagery of the horn and the nickname assigned to the original reference 6087, which was formerly made during the 1950s and 60s, although two pieces in platinum did leave Vacheron a couple of decades later, bringing that total population to 36. Many of them have been ruthlessly refinished, so the full and beautifully sculpted form of these lugs is a window into what the originals might have been like when they left Geneva during the 1950s and 60s. You can also see that they are sculpturally quite distinct from the case when viewed from the bottom. They are the highlight of the watch, the root of its character, and its visual hook now and forever. Though, don't undersell the crown side with a spare Maltese cross-style crown and pump-style pushers that are vintage evocative in their own right. The bezel is very shallow, slightly fluted at its outer extremity, and as you can see, gently domed. It gives way to a sapphire crystal over an opaline silver base. Now, when I say opaline, I mean it has a pebbly sand-like texture. It's not a sunburst. It's not a grained finish. It has a little bit of a rusticated, rough sandpaper-like texture, so it doesn't explode. It has a warm glow rather than the explosive character of a metallic sunburst. Calibrated in blue outboard tachymeter scale, inboard you can see all applique indices and double Roman numerals at 12 and 6, slightly countersunk twin registers with chronograph displays, seconds and minutes demarcated by heat-blued hands rather than the polished white gold baton style hands of the remainder of the indications. As you can see, it is a minimalist dial. Sometimes less is more, and this is a great example of that. However, when it comes to finish, more is more, and this is Vacheron caliber 1142. Why not 1141? Well, Vacheron has upgraded the old Lemania 2310 ebauch, originally a 21,600 vibration per hour beat rate, or excuse me, 18,000 vibration per hour beat rate. I gave up the game. It's now a 21.6 beat rate. So Vacheron has upgraded the beat rate. It has become a free sprung balance rather than the original's mobile index. And Vacheron putting its stamp quite literally on this movement. It's a Geneva seal 1142. Many of the 1141s, if you look at them on older Vacheron display caseback chronographs, are not actually Geneva Hallmark movements. This one is, and we're in the new era of the Geneva Hallmark. It applies to the entire watch, which is why the case itself is now stamped. Okay, what else do we have here? Well, beautifully finished. You can see linear Côte de Genève perfectly aligned across the bridges. Overcoil hairspring on a free sprung balance, so this one can be adjusted in chronometer-like fashion in multiple positions. Of course, because we have a column wheel architecture, you can see the column wheel, and we're going to show you how everything works here. The column wheel, which features a Maltese cross black polished on top of its center, interacting with the levers and horns of the chronograph. You can see the lateral clutch moving away from and into contact with the center wheel that drives the chronograph architecture. Move it out of contact and now reset everything. You can see the recentering hammers falling at center, quite literally recentering hammers. And they just rise and fall, rise and fall. The clutch, it moves in and out, in and out. You could do that all day long, but unfortunately you can't wear it upside down. Mirrored anglage on the edge of every bridge, and you can see it lighting up as I turn the watch off axis. You can also see all of the black polished screw heads with chamfered slots, straight graining or brushed surfaces across the chronograph levers, all of this immaculate, and yes, all of it worthy of investment in a serious loop. If you buy this watch, buy yourself a loop. You'll thank me for the advice. In the meantime, all I can say is this might be the most desirable current generation Vacheron Constantin. See it and make it yours on the Watchbox.